moment you understand how taxes really work, the game changes. You stop playing defense and you start playing to win. Today, we're going to be revealing how the government gets paid and how you can keep more of what's yours. Without further ado, let's dive in. In 2024, the federal government collected a jaw-dropping $4.9 trillion in revenue. Almost all of it, 99%, is from taxes. Let's break down the tax income into categories for that tax year. Individual taxes came out to $2.44 trillion, which was 49% of federal revenue. This is the tax most Americans are familiar with. It comes right out of your paycheck. Let's go to payroll taxes. $1.7 trillion, which was 35% of the federal revenue. These funds, Social Security and Medicare. Employers contribute 6.2% of wages for Social Security, up IRS income limits, and employers match that. Self-employed, you pay the full 12.4%. Medicare takes 1.45% of all wages, plus an extra 0.9% for high-income earners. But what about the corporate income taxes? $530 billion, which was 11% of federal revenue. Only certain corporations pay this. Partnerships and sole proprietorships pass their income through to individual tax returns. What about other federal taxes? $220 billion, which was 4% of the federal revenue. This includes custom duties, excise taxes on goods like gas, alcohol, and tobacco, and estate and gift taxes for estates over $13.61 million and gifts over $18,000 a year. Think of it this way. Every time you buy a bottle of wine or fill up your gas tank, Uncle Sam is quietly giving himself a little tip. Understanding income taxes. Not all income is taxed equally, and not all income is taxed the same way. Enters the tax code, a massive labyrinth of deductions, credits, and rules that can make your head spin. But don't worry, we make sense of everything on this channel. Let's start off with deductions. Shrinking your taxable income. A deduction lowers the amount of income you will get taxed on. The simplest deduction is the standard deduction. It automatically is applied every year. For 2025, the standard deduction amount is $15,750 for single filers and $31,500 for married filing joint filers and $23,625 if you're head of household. 88% of Americans take the standard deduction because it's simpler than finding receipts from the last 12 months and hoping that the IRS agrees with your math. However, if you itemize, you can deduct things like mortgage interest for loans up to $750,000 of your primary home for single filers and joint filers, or $375,000 for married people filing separate. Yes, your home is technically giving you a little small tax break, but this deduction can significantly reduce your taxable income, making home ownership not just a lifestyle choice, but also a strategic financial move. What about charitable donations? Give to charity, lower your taxes. Charitable donations are where philanthropy meets financial savviness. By donating to qualified organizations, you not only support causes you care about, but you also potentially deduct the amount from your taxable income, stretching your dollars further for impact. State and local taxes. SALT. This is capped at $40 grand for people who earn up to $500,000 in annual income. This deduction lets you write off certain state and local income or property taxes you've already paid, reducing the amount of income the IRS can take. It's a way to soften the bite of living in a high tax state while keeping more of your hard-earned money in your pocket. Now let's discuss America's progressive tax system, aka the staircase of pain, as we like to call it. The United States has a progressive tax system, meaning the more you earn, the higher your tax rates are, but only on the portion that falls into each bracket. It's like a staircase. Step up, pay more. But remember, you only paying the top rate on the money above each step. For single filers in 2025, rates range between 10% on the first $11,925 to 37% of income over $626,000. So if you have $50K in taxable income, the first $11,955 would be taxed at 10%. The next portion of your income would be taxed at 12%. So the lower portions of your income are taxed at lower rates. Tax rates climb as your income rises. And remember, many states also charge their own income taxes, so don't forget about that. Understanding both federal and state tax brackets properly can make a big difference in planning for your finances. Now, there's capital gains. When your assets make more money, capital gains occur when you sell an asset for more than you paid for it. This could be stocks, real estate, crypto, bonds, and much more. But in 2025, the top capital gains rate is 20% for long-term capital gains taxes. Long-term capital gains are gains made on the sale of an asset that's been held for at least 1 year. Short-term capital gains, on the other hand, are gains on assets you've held for 1 year or less and are taxed at ordinary income rates, which can be as high as 37% for top earners. This means quick flips or short trades can carry a much higher tax burden compared to long-term investments. The government charges you capital gains taxes as a fee for the right to make smart investments in the United States. And what about tax credits? Can you get direct discounts on what you owe? Unlike deductions, tax credits reduce your tax bill directly and can sometimes be refundable. Some of the biggest credits include the child tax credit. This credit was worth up to $2,200 per child under 17 in 2025, but it phased it out for high-income earners. It directly reduces the amount of tax you owe dollar for dollar, making it way more valuable than a simple deduction. Families can also use it to receive a refund, even if they don't owe any federal income taxes. What about the EITC, or the Earned Income Tax Credit? This helps working families with lower incomes. It's refundable even if you don't owe taxes, and the amount you receive depends on your income and number of qualified children you have. Many families use it to boost savings, pay down debt, or cover essential living expenses. There's also education credits. These offset tuition costs for college, graduate school, or restraining programs. Popular education credits include the American Opportunity Credit and the Lifetime Learning Credit, each with its own eligibility rules. These can significantly reduce the cost of higher education and help make school more affordable for students and families. Now, who pays what? There's over 161 million tax filers in the United States. The largest brackets in terms of people is the 12% bracket, which is over 53 million filers. This group represents 33% of taxpayers, but only pays 7% of federal income taxes. On the other hand, the top 3% of filers paying rates of 32%, 35%, and 37% contribute half of all federal income taxes. The richest 1%, with an average income of over 2.2 million, pay an effective rate of 27%. Although many of them pay significantly less than that, thanks to the fact that they invest heavily in tax strategies, it's also worth noting that federal taxes are just part of the picture. State and local governments collect about $2.4 trillion in taxes, including income, sales, and property taxes. And some states like Wyoming, Texas, and Nevada have no income tax, and some have no sales tax. But here's a brief history on some tax changes. Taxes are constantly evolving. Over the last 3 decades, tax laws have shifted dramatically, guys. Here are some of the key highlights that you should be absolutely aware of. Number 1, the Tax Reform Act of 1986. This landmark legislation from the Reagan administration simplified brackets from 14 to 2, 15% and 28%. It also eliminated many deductions and loopholes, broadened the tax base, and making the system more transparent. The reform aided to make the tax code fair while lowering rates overall, especially for middle income taxpayers. And then you have the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act of 2017. It introduced 7 new brackets, lowered rates, and altered deductions, temporarily increased the standard deduction, and it limited certain itemized deductions, including the SALT deduction. The act was designed to stimulate economic growth by leaving more money in taxpayers' pockets while simplifying compliance for many households. Then you have what we recently had passed. The Big Beautiful Bill, passed in 2025, is a sweeping legislative package combining major tax reforms, defense, and border security funding, and it cuts Social Security welfare programs. It permanently extended individual and estate tax cuts, it raised the child tax credit, and it increased the SALT deduction cap to $40,000. This bill also allocated billions for defense and border measures while imposing work requirements and funding reductions on Medicaid and SNAP. Now, what about corporate taxes? Corporate taxes have become more stable in recent decades. Before 1986, the top tax rate for corporations was 46%. Now has been a flat 21% since 2017. The reduction to 21% aimed to make U.S. businesses more competitive globally and encourage investments. Despite the lower rates, corporations can still take advantage of various credits, including R&D, research and development credits, and clean energy incentives like investing in solar, which further reduces effective tax liabilities. But why does this all matter? Taxes fund essential programs: Social Security, Medicare, education, defense, infrastructure, and a lot more. But knowing how the system works gives you power. It lets you plan your finances, and it helps you take advantage of deductions. It helps you take advantage of the available credits and understanding policy debates beyond the headlines you see in the news. A little knowledge goes a long way in avoiding surprises and even keeping a few extra dollars in your pocket every year. Plus, being informed can help you make smarter decisions about investments, about retirement, and major life events that can happen. The bottom line is, from payroll to capital gains deductions to credits, every aspect of the system has rules, exceptions, and quirks in it. A basic understanding empowers you to make smarter choices, whether you're planning for retirement or paying for college or just trying to make sense of the quarterly paycheck you're receiving. I'm here to help you do that. My name is Karlton Dennis. That's all I got for today's video, and I hope you liked today's video. I'm going to do more of these just like this, helping you keep more of your hard-earned money by becoming wiser about the government system that we have at play. Thank you so much for subscribing, for liking this video, and I'll see you on the next one. Cheers.